In Psalm 55 verse 2 and 5, he said, attend to me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. When you begin to make a noise, he didn't say, I am singing. He said, I am complaining. I am complaining. I make a noise. Noise is different from song. When noise begin to take over your song, it's a terrible situation. When you begin to murmur and you begin to walk, you soliloquize. I don't know. You talk to yourself. You are talking to yourself. It looks like you are running mad. You are becoming delusional. Listen to me. God will deliver you from that situation. He said, I make a noise. I make a noise. God will bring deliverance to you. Why was he making a noise? When you read verse number 3, he said, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Do you know that there are people that cast iniquity on others? The psalmist is saying, they cast iniquity upon me. One of the things that is very terrible, one of the most terrible, horrible pits of life, is when iniquity is cast upon you. You know what I mean? Like Joseph, he said, look at him, let us kill him. Or let me just jump. Like Joseph, the wife keeping his coat, waiting for the husband to come, only to tell the husband, look at the slave you brought, look at his garment, he wanted to rape me, and when I shouted, he ran. And the husband carried him, put him inside prison, and they tie his hands and his feet, and they put his head on iron as a pillow. Iniquity was cast on him. David came to a time and he said, you baruba, and I know men no he said, you baruba. You know what? You know the thing that called it said you baruba. False witnesses. He said they rise up against me and they ask me of the things I know nothing about. I know nothing about them. They cast iniquity upon me. What it means, you will not understand what it means to cast iniquity upon. If you have suffered false accusation one day, that's the time you will know what it is. It's one of the most terrible, horrible pits. What you did not do, somebody is standing. You do. That was what took the life of Naboth. For his own vineyard that he refused to release to Ahab, Jezebel gathered sons of Belial to bear witness. He gathered people and he said, when we come to the arena, you sons of Belial, you sons of the wicked, stand by his right hand and his left hand and tell him, we had Naboth, he was cursing the king and he was cursing God. And Israel does not joke with that. So immediately Jezebel was the first to step up. He said, do you know the purpose of this gathering? All of them said no. He said, I had Naboth cursing God and the king. And then the elders and everybody said, is it true? And all the sons of Belial, they said, we had him. When he said it, we had him. We were there. They cast iniquity on Naboth. The next thing, they stoned him to death. You know what it means to cast iniquity upon a man? Go and ask Mephibosheth. Ziba, Mephibosheth, gathered things to take to the king. When Absalom drove David away from the throne, as David was going, Mephibosheth, he told the servant, gather things, let me give to the king. Because he was lame on his feet, he cannot run. You know what happened? His own servant, Ziba, he gathered the things, put them on a horse, he ran on his own, and he pursued after David. And he met David. And David saw him with the drove. And he said, what meaneth all this? And he said, your servant brought them for you, so that as you go, they can help you on the way, and the men that follow you. And David asked him, where is your master's son, Mephibosheth? Mephibosheth, Ziba said, are you talking of that one? Immediately you left, he threw a party. He's rejoicing that God has punished you, and now the throne of his father will now come to him. So he's rejoicing. No? David now looked. He said, Mephibosheth, all the lands that belong to him, all the property that I've given to him, all of them I collect them back. I give them back to you. The young man was crying. Mephibosheth was in the house crying, where is my master? What is happening to the man that favored me? What is happening to the man that brought me from the grave? The man that gave me hope and future. What is happening to my David? Mephibosheth was crying. From the number one day that David left the town till the time he returned, Mephibosheth did not shave his beard. He did not take his bait because of the sorrow that broke his heart. But yet, iniquity has been cast upon him. When the king came back, and Mephibosheth came to greet him, he saw how dirty he looked. He said, what's happening to you? Why is it that you did not follow him? He said, my master, you know I'm lame on my feet. I cannot run. I told my servant to gather things so that we can take them to you. Before I know, he left me behind. And he told you lies. When David saw the truth, he discovered that you don't judge when you hear one side story. Most of the time, hear both sides before you conclude. David, that was one of the mistakes that David regretted in his life. That a man that was genuine, he judged him without hearing him. And he told him, right, Mephibosheth, okay, don't bother. Go and share the things with your master, with your servant. Share them with Ziba. Mephibosheth said, let him take. As long as your life is saved, it's enough for me. Let him take. That is a horrible pit. So many people. Not everybody recover from the horrible pit of affliction or of iniquity. When they cast iniquity, it is not everybody that recover from it. Some die in it. He said, you baruba. It should not come your way. Oh. Because when they want to talk, they will look so genuine that if care is not taken, you will kill somebody who is innocent. Of recent, there was one thing that was going on Facebook, on Google, where they beat a young man. They beat him almost to death. His face, in short, they disfigure him complete. And he was taken to the police station. They said he stole 2 million. The woman just checked for the money and did not see her money and said, this man, you are the one that carried the money. And she raised alarm, and they beat an innocent man, almost killed him, and also he was rescued to police station. If not, he would have given up there. Do you know how many innocent people are in the